Well, welcome, my friends. I haven't had an opportunity to do this. And today, I guess we're going to be hungry like the wolf, as my wife says. We're going to take a couple minutes and we're going to do some analysis because when the community asks, we answer. And apparently, there's an MLM company that is, one of these online scam deals that is claiming to have heavy metal analysis of Clean Slate, and they're using it to compare to their product. And well, let's do a review of what they're posting. We're going to remove some assumptions. One, we're going to remove the assumption that the data that they're actually providing is fabricated. Okay, so we're going to eliminate that argument because I've already called the lab that did the analysis and I know the owner, and the owner of the lab told me it would be a really good idea for our attorneys to send them a letter to get the facts. But we're not going to worry about that today. We're actually going to use what this company posts on their website as a comparison between Clean Slate and their water product. You'll see why I say water in a minute. And it's funny that all of these other companies that claim to be detox products using zeolites all want to compare their product to Root and Clean Slate. And I greatly understand this because everyone wants to weigh themselves against the GOAT, right? All basketball players want to be like Kobe, they want to be like Jordan, and some of them want to be like LeBron. Kobe and Jordan and LeBron never looked at whoever else they're competing against thinking that they're going to compare themselves against meager competition. They've always chased greatness, and they know that greatness is its own path, and you only compare to greatness. You don't have to look around. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone else because you're better than them. So I find it to be absolutely hilarious that other companies want to promote our brand on their websites, which I'm completely for because you might as well let people know what the best product is, even if you're going to sell garbage on your own website. But let's take a little time to do some analysis here. Not on the Root website. Not assuming that we have independent lab tests of our own to support the production of the products, which we do. We make sure all the products are clean. We do that every batch we do, and we do a lot of them. But let's use what the company is putting on their website, and let's do some analysis. Away we go. So on this company's website, they have PBX versus Clean Slate. At least they have the trademark correct. Their product is so great that it doesn't have a trademark because, well, there's that. But they claim to be a zeolite product, as you see, whole nano zeolite. We're going to get into that here real quick. What is a zeolite? Well, in their product, you have no idea, right? Is it clinoptilolite, which it should be, because clinoptilolite is the best chelator of this class of zeolites. They could be selling you asbestos. Asbestos is a zeolite. They could be selling quartz. They could grind up quartz. Quartz is toxic for human consumption. But we will do that. So when we look at clinoptilolite, because Clean Slate is derived from clinoptilolite, 97% pure clino, 3% bentonite, and we have all the data on that. But what's important is that Clean Slate consists of 66.7% silica, because clinoptilolite is a sodium aluminosilicate. And this is quite important because What makes clinoptilolite so powerful in its binding ability? Its ability to adsorb, which is on the outside of these amazing little cage structures that these crystals are with their natural negative charge, and absorb, absorb, inside the cage structure. The binding ability that comes from this amazing crystal comes down to its charge, which Clean Slate is the only product on the market that is actually polarized to increase and amplify the charge of these crystals. But the key component is the alumino-silica ratio. And this is absolutely crucial. And this is scientifically proven. If you want to do any research into clinoptilolite, you can go to pubmed.gov, type in clinoptilolite science. You're going to pull up some very interesting articles about the benefits of clinoptilolite. And this is why MLM companies like this one sell clinoptilolite in a little bit of water and say it's the greatest thing ever, because clinoptilolite is really powerful and they have no science. So they just claim that putting a little bit of powder in water is the greatest thing ever. And if you really wanted to do this, instead of buying this Pure Body Extra product, get a tub of powdered clinoptilolite, and you'll spend $30 to $50 for a tub of it, and take your fingers and take a pinch of powder and put it in any amount of water you want and stir it up and drink it. And that's like drinking an entire bottle of their product. We're going to see how we know this. But it's the aluminum to silica ratio. Okay. The other part we're going to look at is heavy metal analysis and the math behind heavy metal analysis. Because when you're looking at toxicity, you measure in parts per million, but primarily parts per billion. So we're going to look at a little math on this. But we also have to look at the constituency of what's in the product, because if there's nothing in it, you're not going to have anything found, right? Interesting to think. So let's dive in here to what they have on their site. Click here to save $50 off. Wow. If you have a $50 discount, you're basically giving something away for free. And you know what people give away for free? Nothing. So if you have nothing in it, it basically costs nothing to produce, so you can give a $50 discount. That's kind of funny. But let's look here. So they have on here the comparison of the products. So the supplement facts, amount for 4 sprays. God knows how much a spray is, because you can't guarantee that the bottle actually works properly if you press it all down all the way and whatnot. So there's no guarantee on how much you're getting. But they claim that there's 4 sprays per serving size, and you should take 4 sprays 3 times a day. That's 12 sprays per day. And there's 93 servings in a container, which means you got to do 3 per day. And they're saying that that's a month's supply. So we got that. So in 4 sprays, they say that there's a proprietary processed hydrated clinoptilolite zeolite. Okay. What does hydrated mean? It means they put it in water. They took powder. I'm going to tell you exactly how they did this. They have a mine that they get clinoptilolite powder from, which you can get micronized powdered clinoptilolite from a mine right now. We do, and then we process it to make Clean Slate. What they do is they take the powder and they put a little bit in water. How much? 0.64 milliliters per serving. 0.64 milliliters. Is that the amount of clinoptilolite that you get in a serving? No, because clinoptilolite is a powder. It's a rock. So you would measure it in milligrams, not in milliliters. So they're telling you that there's 0.64 milliliters of water in a serving of their product. Now let's look at Clean Slate real quick. Oh, actually, let's look at other ingredients. They have pure water. That's it? Pure water? Not reverse osmosis, not anything, just pure water. What's interesting is this product is deemed to be a nutritional supplement. did you know if you have a liquid nutritional supplement, it has to have some preservation in it because water will grow bacteria, which if it's a nutritional supplement and isn't preserved, it's not safe on a shelf for any period of time because it can grow mold and bacteria in it. So on their label, they're making really clear to let you know that they're selling a nutritional supplement that is actually not safe for human consumption and doesn't comply to CGMP or GMP manufacturing standards because it's actually not stabilized. And this isn't a bottle of water. Now, if we were drinking bottled water, then we wouldn't have to add anything to it because you can go to the store, you get a bottle of water, and it's just water. And now they add sodium bicarbonate and other trace minerals into the water for freshness and for taste. Maybe because you need the trace minerals. Now let's look at the label that they have for Clean Slate. And they actually use, I think they're using one of our old labels, but this is fine. So you'll see the composition that there's 28 milligrams of vitamin C per 20 drops, which is 2 servings. The reason that the vitamin C shows up there under the supplement facts is vitamin C actually has a recommended daily allowance because it's a recognized nutritional supplement, and everyone knows that vitamin C has all of these proven benefits that you can make claims on. We use the vitamin C as a carrier and as a catalyst in some of the reactions that Clean Slate causes. It's all bioscience engineering done by a Harvard nanobiotechnologist with 20 years in biotech and a master's in science, PhD, PsyD, EDD, postdoc at Harvard in nanotechnology and bioscience engineering, 2 from Cornell in pharmaceutical management and nutritional counseling. That's also a former adjunct professor in oncology at Johns Hopkins. And she has worked at Pfizer, Alexion, Biogen, IDEC, Johnson & Johnson, UCB, Bristol Myers Squibb, and Janssen. That woman pictured behind me. She's also had Lyme disease when she was 19 and lost her memory. She's had a brain tumor, a spine tumor. She's lost kids to cancer. She's had multiple kinds of skin cancer. And she's done everything en route to make sure that she was taking care of herself and her family. And we decided to expand our family. But what you're looking at with Clean Slate is a creation of a nanobiotechnologist of using nature in a manner that's never been done before to create a mechanism that's never been created before, that's getting outcomes that the scientific community has never seen before. And we have an MLM company that's comparing it to water with a little bit of powder. Kind of interesting, right? But when you look below, you see the ingredients, the other ingredients. We have water, deionized, purified water. Then you have sea salt. Why sea salt? Because, well, we're made of seawater, and you have to have trace minerals. And to prevent mineral gapping, which is a process of detoxification done poorly, which you could see above if this Pure Body Extra product had a bunch of clinoptilolite in it and was binding heavy metals and environmental toxins, it's going to remove the heavy metals from the binding sites on cells and different structures, which is going to leave them open. They need trace minerals because heavy metals will block binding sites for trace minerals. You have to simultaneously replace the trace minerals with the heavy metals. If you don't, you create an issue called mineral gapping. Now, if you have a background in bioscience, engineering, and science, you know this. If you're an MLM company that has no background in science or really nutrition at all, you would create something that doesn't. See above. Then we have vitamin C, which is touched on already. We have silicon dioxide. Now, why is this important? Well, going back to the clinoptilolite conversation, clinoptilolite is a sodium aluminosilicate. And when you break it apart, as we do through a proprietary, now patented, and multiple patents pending process to break apart the sodium aluminosilicate that is 66.7% silica, by breaking it apart, you then classify it based on what its primary constituent is, which is silicon dioxide, which is why we use silicon dioxide. But notice the last one, it says preservative, it says potassium sorbate. Why is that important? Because you have to preserve a liquid if it's a nutritional supplement, or that it's not safe. So we got that out of the way. Hopefully that was helpful as a little bit of review. And notice I'm not doing anything different than looking at their website. Now we get into the humorous part. Now, we said clinoptilolite is a sodium aluminosilicate. And we don't know if these labs are accurate or not, but this is what they're posting. They're posting this on their product, right? Their product. and Clean Slate. We're going to look at Clean Slate in a second. We're going to go back and forth and we're going to compare. But I want you to look at a few things here that are very, very important as a comparison. Because this is milligrams per liter, right? So how many milligrams are there in a gram? That's 1,000. Now, how many liters or how many milliliters are in a liter? That's 1,000. So if their product, as you see here, is 2 ounces or 1 ounce, 1 ounce is 30 mLs. That's the size of Clean Slate, 30 mLs. If it's 2 ounces, it's 60 mLs. So this is important math. I have to grab my phone so we can do math real quick, because it's important to be accurate. And I'm not arguing over any information that's posted. We're going to use this information because when you see what they're posting about their own product, you'll find that it is absolutely nothing and it's asinine, but it's also very indicative of the stupidity of the company that would post data that shows that they're actually selling 0, but this is also indicative of the multi-level marketing industry and the frauds that they are. So let's dive into this. Aluminum, silica, magnesium, potassium, calcium are the only things that they have measured. But clinoptilolite is a sodium aluminosilicate. So you need sodium, you need aluminum, and you need silica. They don't measure sodium because sodium dissolves. So we're going to look at silica and aluminum. And do you remember what I hit on about this silica and aluminum ratio? You should have massive amounts more of silica than aluminum. And you should have a lot of it because this is looking at milligrams per liter, right? So when we look at this information, this pure body is claiming to have 0.018 milligrams per liter. Per liter. And they're saying that a serving of their product is 0.64 milliliters. 0.64 milliliters is a serving. And you should do this 3 times a day. So let's look at 0.64 mLs. So let's look at how much silica and how much aluminum they're getting. But let's first look at 0.293 and 0.018. Now, some people are going to say, well, that's a huge ratio. 0.018 to 0.293. And that is. It's over 10 times. But let's look at something interesting. So if we take 0.02, or we're going to do 0.293, whoops, 0.293 divided by 1,000, right? Because there's 1,000 milliliters, milli being 1,000 milliliters in a liter. So times or divided by 1,000, that is 0.000293 parts per million. Now, that would be the amount of silica that you're getting on a 1 milliliter basis of what they're claiming here. 0.000293. But they don't have a milliliter for a serving, right? They have 0.64. So we have to take this and multiply it times 0.64. So that leaves you at 0.000293 187. Well, at least 187 is the call sign for murder. And if you're buying this, you're basically getting murdered financially, because if you're getting 0.0001 of anything, especially just powdered clinoptilolite, you're getting nothing. You might as well just buy a tub and take a pinch and throw it in water. You're going to get more than that, because that's what the numbers show. But everything else is non-detected, right? They say that there's no beryllium, there's no chromium, there's no nickel, there's no arsenic, there's no cadmium, there's no mercury, there's no lead, which you wouldn't want any mercury or lead. And arsenic is something that you can have very, very, very small amounts of in water and everything. But you're not going to find anything else detected because there's nothing in it. You're not going to find any of these other constituent toxic heavy metals because there's no silica, no aluminum in it, which means there's no clinoptilolite in the bottle. So we're going to go down and we're going to do a comparison of what's in Clean Slate based on the data that they're showing. So the aluminum content is 0.2 milligrams per liter. The silica content, silicon, is 10.5 milligrams per liter. Notice how much magnesium is in here as well, 13,100 milligrams per liter. Let's go up and do a quick comparison. Oh, their magnesium is 0.06. Their silica content is 0.29, and their aluminum is 0.01. 0.29 to 10.5. Aluminum, theirs is 0.01, ours is 0.2. So their total silica content is the equivalent to the base aluminum structure of what's in Clean Slate. But for 0.2 milligrams per liter of aluminum, there's 10.5 milligrams of silica in Clean Slate, which means, like I mentioned, theirs is about 10 times on their comparison of providing zero product. Let's do some math. Hold on, I have to let the Tilly dog go out. She's saying hi to everyone. Go get on. 0.2. So in order to get to 1, you have to multiply 0.2 times 5, right? So that will be 0.2 times 5 equals 1. It's 1. But there's 10.5, which means then you have to multiply 1 times 10, which means the silica to aluminum ratio in Clean Slate is 50 to 1. Now, as I mentioned, you can go do the research, you can go analyze this, and you'll find that that is exceptional. I have to get the dog again, don't mind. Okay, you have to chill. Okay? You're driving me nuts. Here, get your ball. You got your ball? This is what happens when you have a golden doodle that is dedicated to one thing. As she knows, Tils, come here. She knows ball is life. That's all she knows. Dog's on lots of Clean Slate. What are you going to do? She's highly functional, right? So 0.2, 10.5, 50 to 1. That's better than 10. But look at the amount. Massive amounts higher. So when we look at the arsenic total, and they say there's 0.8 milligrams per liter of arsenic in this solution. Let's divide that out. 0.8 milligrams per liter. They say that that's parts per million, okay? But we're only dealing with 30 mLs in a bottle. So we have to take 0.802 divided by 1,000, right, to get to the number of milligrams per milliliter. which is 0.0008, which is about the same amount of entire clinoptilolite that they have in their product. And then we're going to multiply that times, well, 30, which is 0.02 milligrams, which if you do any analysis into even Prop 65 in California, this is way lower than what is acceptable. The air you're breathing, the water you're drinking, the food you're eating has more than this in it. But you're also dealing with a constituent crystal that actually binds this, even if it were bioavailable. But there's such a minuscule amount. But you know why there's a minuscule amount in it? Because there's a lot of clinoptilolite powder that's used in the production to actually create this solution. Because you can look at the content, 13,100 milligrams per liter of magnesium, 0.2 milligrams per liter of aluminum, 10.5 milligrams per liter of silica, 436, there's no dot there, 436 milligrams per liter of potassium, and 23.8 milligrams of calcium. And then you can see there's non-detectable for cadmium, there's non-detectable for silver, there's a little bit of lead, there's no mercury. And then we go up to their products. So let's remember those top five, and let's look at the top five for them. 0.018, where's magnesium? Okay, 0.06 versus 13,100. Whoops. I want to be able to put these on the screen at the same time, but I can't. So we're going to do a direct comparison. Magnesium, their magnesium, 0.062. Clean Slate, 13,100. Aluminum, 0.2. Their aluminum, 0.018. Silica, 10.5 for Clean Slate. Theirs, 0.293. That's over 40 times more in Clean Slate versus their product. 40 times more. These products are priced pretty much the same way. And you get 40 times more in Clean Slate. Not a smart guy, but I know where I put my money. Potassium, Pure Body, 0.104. 436 in Clean Slate. I'm not a smart man, but I'm going to say that's a discrepancy. And calcium, 23.8 milligrams per liter in Clean Slate and 0.14 in Pure Body, based on what they're showing on their website. Now, I find this to be outstanding. I approve this message. And if you are someone who's actually bought Pure Body, or you're a customer of Pure Body, or you're doing a comparison and you actually want to continue to buy this trash based on just looking at the data, you're out of your freaking mind. This product that you see here, they sell for $5. It's not even worth $5. That's what's crazy. You could take a pinch of clinoptilolite, put it in water, drink it, and then pee in a cup later on and drink your pee, and you're going to have more than what you're getting in this bottle. Or you can have what science has proven to be the most advanced chelator on the market. And even the analysis that they have on their website shows that it's more than 40 times more effective and concentrated than what they have, and it's formulated properly. And I mention that it's formulated and created by a Harvard nanobiotechnologist that has been at the forefront of medical and clinical science for 20 years versus an MLM company that's trying to sell you on water. That's all I got for you. I don't know what to tell you. We could go with that. If you got questions, find the smart people that are customers of the rootbrands.com. Find the people that use Clean Slate. They'll tell you. And here's something that you really want to do. Find the people that have used the Pure Body products before that had health problems and then started using Clean Slate. They'll give you some real insight, because you know what happens once you start using Clean Slate? You don't become a customer of PBX because it's garbage. We got to keep it real. Thanks for hanging out.